presidential elections, which usually see a way higher turnout. If you compare it to the previous elections, as we go further away back in time, you find that the last election had about 49%, the previous one 70%, and the one before that 76%. The legislative elections last March was at 41%.
Let's talk now to Hamidreza Gholamzadeh, who's a political analyst based in Tehran. Welcome to the programme. Good to see you. So two very different candidates going to this runoff. Let's talk about Masoud Pezeshkian, who's been labelled a reformist. But if it does end up being him, do you think we will see reform in Iran?
He is from the reformist camp. He has been an MP for about 20 years, and he used to be a minister during Khatami's administration. So if he's going to win the election, we would expect somehow a continuation of President Rouhani's policies and government office that would be more focused on foreign policy, especially relations with the West and nuclear talks and such issues. And also, they usually follow more liberal policies in terms of economy and social issues.
Then, on the other hand, we have Saeed Jalili, a hardline conservative, he's been called. What would his election mean for Iran?
So he also would be a continuation of President Raisi, because he was somehow an advisor to President Raisi, and he has been a sort of forming a shadow cabinet for many years now, about more than 1 decade. He has been studying and doing researches on strategic issues, and he used to provide many plans. So he says that he had provided them to President Raisi, and his policies that he said, his plans are more inclined toward what Raisi was doing, focusing on domestic capacities and focusing on foreign relations in the region and with neighbors, and finding alternatives to nuclear talks and relations with the West.
Well, let's talk about relations with the West, because both men have experience in dealing with the West, negotiating with the West. What do you think this could mean for Iran's future foreign policy?
No, neither of them is against nuclear talks or relations with the West, but their approach toward the issue is a little different. Jalili believes that we should be reactive, and when the West takes some steps, we can take further steps. But Pezeshkian believes that we should be proactive. So Iran needs to take a step so that make the Western countries like Europeans or the Americans step forward to revive the JCPOA. So it is the main difference between them. But both of them believe that the Islamic Republic has signed the JCPOA and needs to remain committed to that, but within the terms of the JCPOA, which says that it should accept the limitations as long as the other side has removed the limitations and sanctions and such things. So if the Europeans and the Western countries are going to remove the sanctions, there would be some response from this side as well.
So we have this runoff vote taking place next Friday. Whoever wins it and becomes the next president of Iran, what are the main challenges that they will face?
For sure, it would be economy. The hard economy and bad economy actually is a big challenge for the people, and it was the top request and the top issue for people who voted. And part of the low turnout that we are witnessing right now can be actually addressed to the bad economy. Many people are not satisfied with the situation and the life quality that they have, and because of